Salem, a city where every promise comes with a price. Every glance hides an agenda. And every heartbeat could be the last before chaos erupts. This week, a simple self-defense lesson might have just planted the seed for a dangerous twist in Rafe Hernandez's future. A chilling clue from Cat Green could point to a life-threatening ordeal that puts Rafe's survival on the line, and possibly sends shockwaves through the lives of everyone he loves. Today, we dive deep into the ominous foreshadowing, the dangerous dynamics, and the explosive possibilities that days of our lives may have in store. It begins like any other morning in Salem, but inside the training room, the air feels charged. Rafe Hernandez, a man forged by years of dangerous cases and near-death encounters, stands opposite Cat Green. His stance is steady, his expression calm, but his eyes are sharp, always scanning, always assessing. On the surface, it's just a self-defense lesson, a few basic moves to give Cat the confidence she needs should trouble ever find her. But there's an unspoken understanding between them. In Salem, trouble isn't an if, it's a when. Shane Donovan has already told Cat she won't be spending much time in the field. But Cat refuses to be a bystander in her own story. She steps forward with determination in every movement, insisting she wants to be ready for anything. Rafe watches her carefully as she mimics his demonstrations. She's quick, frighteningly quick, catching on to techniques in a matter of minutes. Her footwork sharpens. Her reactions grow more instinctive. Sweat beads on her forehead, but her focus never wavers. And yet, the cop in Rafe knows the difference between skill in a lesson and survival in a fight. He offers a rare smile but reminds her that while she's improving fast, she's not ready to take on the kind of threats he's faced. A few more lessons, he says, before you're ready for the real bad guys. Cat nods, but there's something in her expression, a spark of pride mixed with something else, something unspoken. And in that moment, neither of them realizes that this simple training session has already set events in motion that neither of them can control. And then, it happens. The moment that freezes the air between them. Rafe steps closer, lowering his voice so it carries a weight beyond mere words. He locks eyes with Cat, the kind of unwavering gaze that can both comfort and terrify. As long as you're my partner, he says slowly, deliberately, I will protect you with my life. It's more than reassurance. It's a vow. And in Salem, vows like that are rarely without consequence. Every longtime viewer knows what this means. When a man like Rafe puts his life on the line for someone, the writers are already crafting the moment when that promise will be tested. Promises in this town have a dangerous habit of becoming reality in the worst possible ways, soaked in blood, wrapped in chaos, and leaving hearts shattered in the aftermath. Cat doesn't flinch at his words, but her eyes soften. She seems moved, maybe even comforted. But the audience can feel it, the rumble of danger beneath the surface. That single sentence, meant to protect, may have just painted a target on Rafe Hernandez's back. For Days of Our Lives fans, this sense of foreboding isn't new. We've seen Rafe here before, hanging by a thread, his fate uncertain. Not so long ago, Connie Vinisky's vicious attack left him lying in a hospital bed, trapped in a coma that kept everyone in Salem on edge. Could history be about to repeat itself? Maybe not in the exact same way, but the parallels are chilling. Imagine this. Rafe and Cat, caught in the middle of an operation gone wrong. A bullet fired in the chaos, meant for Cat, finds its way to Rafe instead. Or perhaps, in the heat of a rescue, he takes a hit, protecting her from an attacker she never even saw coming. One moment, he's standing tall, the next, he's on the ground, blood pooling beneath him, Cat screaming for help. The fallout would be instant and brutal. Salem would erupt into panic. Gabby's fury would be as loud as her grief. Nicole's quiet devastation would cut deeper than words. And Cat? She'd be left with a mix of gratitude and crushing guilt, knowing that her safety came at the cost of Rafe's blood. Whether it ends in another coma, a mistaken death declaration, or a long, painful recovery, the result would be the same. The man who promised to protect her with his life will have kept that vow, but at a price neither of them could have imagined. Kat Green arrived in Salem with a smile that could disarm anyone and a charm that quickly earned her a place in the circle of familiar faces. She's intelligent, quick on her feet, and more resourceful than she initially lets on. But in a town like Salem, no one is ever truly just the new girl. Behind her polite laughter and easy conversation, could there be a past she's hiding? The kind of past that follows you like a shadow, silent, but always there? Salem history tells us one thing: every newcomer carries a secret. And with Kat, the possibilities are endless. Could she be tied to an old investigation Rafe doesn't even know he's working on yet? Could an unseen enemy have placed her exactly where they want her, close enough to Rafe to use his protection against him? Even her eagerness to learn self-defense takes on a different tone when you look at it through that lens. Is it genuine self-empowerment, or quiet preparation for a threat she already senses? If she knows more than she's saying, then Rafe's vow to protect her might have been the perfect bait, not just for him to get involved, but for danger to find its way straight into his life. And in Salem, danger rarely travels alone. There's something intoxicating about danger, not just the fear, but the way it can strip away pretense and reveal raw, unfiltered emotion. When someone saves your life, the connection isn't just logical, it's primal. If Rafe ends up putting himself between Kat and whatever threat is lurking, the aftermath could ignite something neither of them planned for. Maybe it's the adrenaline of surviving the impossible. Maybe it's gratitude spilling over into something warmer, more dangerous. It could be as subtle as the brush of her hand against his when thanking him, or as intense as a kiss in the heat of the moment, born from the knowledge that life is too short to hold back. Of course, Rafe's romantic history in Salem is a maze of love, loss, and betrayal. Adding Kat to that mix could be like striking a match in a room full of gasoline. Will they cross the line from professional partners to something more personal? And if they do, will it make them stronger in the face of danger, or more vulnerable than ever? In soap operas, words are never just words. When Rafe told Kat, "I'll protect you with my life," it wasn't just a sweet, protective line, it was a narrative alarm bell. It's the classic setup, a promise so dramatic that the audience can almost hear the ticking clock in the background. In storytelling, that's the loaded gun on the mantle in Act 1. And the rules are simple: sooner or later, that gun goes off. The possibilities are endless. He could take a bullet in a moment of chaos. He could end up in another coma, leaving Kat to visit his hospital bed every day, torn between guilt and fear. Or he could disappear entirely, presumed dead, while the truth is far more twisted. But this isn't just about the physical danger. It's about the emotional shrapnel that follows. Kat would have to face the fact that someone nearly died, or worse, because of her. Rafe would have to reconcile that keeping his word might cost him everything. The writers know exactly what they're doing. They want us tense. They want us asking questions. And most of all, they want us bracing for the moment when Rafe's promise comes due, and the price of keeping it changes Salem forever. So where could this storyline go? Here are 3 possibilities Days could explore. The coma return. Rafe ends up in another coma after taking a hit meant for Kat. Salem rallies around him, and the mystery of who targeted them unfolds over weeks. The presumed death. Rafe disappears during a mission. Everyone thinks he's gone, but he's actually being held hostage, giving the show a chance for a big, dramatic rescue arc. The injury with a twist. Rafe survives but is temporarily unable to work, forcing Kat to step up in an unexpected way, proving her worth as more than just a trainee. Each option would shake Salem's foundations in different ways, and keep viewers glued to their screens. So, was Rafe's heartfelt promise just an expression of loyalty? Or was it the first domino in a chain of events that could change his life, and Kat's, forever? In Salem, nothing is ever said without purpose. And when someone vows to protect another, with my life, it's not a matter of if danger will strike. It's a matter of when. Days of Our Lives is setting the stage for something big, something dangerous, and something that could push Rafe Hernandez to the edge once again. The question is, will he make it back this time? Stay tuned, because the storm is coming.